Shit. Hey, Angel, we're up top. Kind of pretty up here if you want to come up. There's a...
Viv.
Hey, you can come up. Hey, sorry, I'm whispering. Come this way.
Oh, okay.
We just get on the AC and get up.
What are you doing up here, Viv?
I'm hiding from the entire fucking world right now, Angel. I've got Anita up here. I'm just going through command stuff.
I think Anita would like to hear this.
I took one day off, Angel, and I'm just reading through all the shit and.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna let you know that the state marshals have been continuing our investigation after we dumped Pred off into Maeve Wolf and Rika Cohen, and there was some concerning developments that occurred yesterday, and today I woke up to see even some more concerning developments. So there's a report that I'd like to put in front of your eyes, if you would.
Okay.
What is your state IDs? I'll share this with you.
1764.
Okay, and then what's yours, Anita?
1502.
Okay, this is entitled Riker Covers His Ass. You should be able to see it in your reports now if you pop it open.
Yep.
This is the full timeline from start to finish on everything that's occurred.
Just wait for it to load.
Detailing essentially the start of the incident and the facts that can be determined and factually proven with witnesses and sworn witness statements leading up to today. This report or this timeline essentially details how the CIB operatives of Slacks and Riker specifically had full understanding and knowledge that this was Tilly's phone. The criminals that stole the phone are willing to, or have even testified to it, and are willing to stand up and be called as witnesses in a court of law. That Slacks knowingly went through her phone, that Riker went through her phone, that he lied in an interrogation about going through her phone. He also amended his statements after the fact that a FOIA was requested to remove potentially incriminating sections from this report. And now he's coming clean an hour or so after I had a conversation with two people who could put him into a position of culpability. Additionally, they denied a FOIA for an active investigation, something that was not active in the slightest, and potentially violated the FOIA Act as well.
I can't read any of that because
yeah,
it's just
me
MDT
neither.
won't load, but thank you for giving me the breakdown of it.
Yeah, I cannot open too. It just has the title, but nothing on the content.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, let me try putting it into another section that you might be able to see. So when you pop it open, you can't see anything in there?
No, it's you know when reports take ages to load, it's kind of showing up like that.
Restart my MDT.
If I put it in command reports, could you see it then?
Possibly.
Should be able to.
Oh, I see it now, yeah.
Okay. So pretty much everything that's in here is a statement that is taken from a direct witness. Nothing in here is hearsay. All the hearsay has been removed or can be verified by talking with a specific witness that is involved with the situation. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck Riker is thinking and doing all this shit, but this guy is fucking cooked. One second.
Lax told Riker to stop.
Apparently.
That is not true. I'm standing on the rooftop talking with a couple people. But
Isn't Slack still like in the ICU or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. Okay, bye.
Slacks informs him that they messed up by going through the phone early without consent and will take responsibility for the order.
The amendment of the statements after, like, wait. Oh my god, what he amended on?
These amendments were made before sending the FOIA out, mind you.
Before sending the FOIA, okay.
So the statement that was removed from the report before it was sent off to them.
But after Pred had spoken to him?
Yes, so none of this was in the report. The statement you see in the July 19th section, where he discusses what happened, none of this was in the report until after Pred approached him on the 17th, letting him know that he wanted to interview him. And then on the 20th, a day after he put that statement in, they interviewed, during which he claims pretty much everything that he said in his statements. However, if you go and look at the command report that he talked about with Bell, a lot of the things that he discussed there contradict this.
So in the report with Bell, he's claiming that, like, Pred has him rattled and stuff, he's unable to remember clearly, but the day before he put all this shit in, right?
That's correct, yes.
So that was before he was rattled and stressed and...
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Oh my god.
Which report got FOIA'd on the 13th?
We're not ready.
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, okay.
I'll
so
just go back and see.
No, so I've written in the Bell report, if you look at the bottom, I looked into when they were FOIA'd, and the first FOIA request was on the 13th, but then it never got fulfilled. So it was requested again on the 25th, I think? No.
Yeah, they were denied their FOIA because they were told this was an active investigation. However, I should point out to you that the report that they FOIA'd was essentially the statements that they took from them being kidnapped. So from Tilly and Coyote being kidnapped by who we now know to be Mr. K and other members of Chain Gang, they refused to FOIA because they claimed it was an active investigation. It was so active that they were not doing any amendments to it, nor were they working on it or providing any other information. I mean, even if it was an active investigation, why couldn't they provide the contents of this report and continue doing their own investigation in another section if there was important information that needed to be withheld? As a judge, it just reeks of them trying to deny a FOIA going through because they know that they can claim it to be an active investigation even if it's not.
So what was the purpose for them going through Tilly's SIM card? Was it just to see if the criminals had used it, or were they looking into her?
That's the thing is, when questioned about it, Riker refused to acknowledge that they even went through it or that they wanted to. And Slacks is in the ICU. Maeve essentially corroborates what he's saying. However, I spoke to Coyote about it, and he provided the clarifying information that you see in here, in that they wanted to see if it belonged to the robbers. This is what his conversation with Slacks was about, as to why it was gone through. It's unclear as to what exact reason why they wanted to go through it was. Multiple reasons have been provided.
Riker said that he had an attorney prepping his statements in an ongoing investigation. Wait.
Yeah, that's from your the command report.
Okay.
Where he had an attorney essentially going over and combing over his statement before he put it into the FOIA.
This just makes him look like he's lied. I struggled to... Well, yeah, no, I struggle to see where anyone can actually take anything that he says now truthfully. He's broken that trust.
I'm very concerned about the fact that he felt the need to come and tell command weeks after this whole thing happened.
I want to point out this command report of him coming clean. I looked at the timestamp. This happened an hour after I called in 2 different police officers to the state marshal's building to talk about it. Both of which you would have information that could be further discussed about it. To me, it just seems like Riker saw that I called these guys in, and he realized the jig is up, and he's got to do some shit to cover his ass. Because this report was submitted almost immediately afterwards.
It's true. Like the
Oh,
fact that he
God.
didn't, the moment that he lied in the interview with Fred, he should have came to commend. If he was nervous, if he didn't
How the
remember it or
fuck did
anything
he
like that,
lie
which
to
is his
Fred?
articulation. Yeah, which is his articulation in the command report with Bell, right? He then should have reached out to his command and it's like, hey, this is happening. I might have I couldn't remember now. I don't know. But then he says he doesn't remember, but he amended the report the day before. Oh dear God.
Listen, from where I'm sitting, it looks like Riker and Maeve are essentially complicit in this, and they're trying to
Covering
cover each
up.
other's asses. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if Slacks wasn't in the ICU, it never would have gotten this far. But these two are hopelessly lost. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't understand that the cover up is worse than the crime. Because let's
Yeah.
be honest, if Riker and Maeve just said, "Yeah, we went through the phone. Slacks told us to. We didn't understand the legality of it. We fucked up.
Yep.
That's on us." This
Yep.
would not be an issue.
Nope.
They would maybe get
Yep.
some daps. They'd maybe have to settle for a bit of money in a court case, and that would be that.
Yep.
But now here we are, where the same results are still going to happen, and it looks like they're corrupt criminals.
I don't reading this, right? Checking this over and so on, it makes me not trust these people to FTO, to be on the field, and to even be police
No.
officers. It's the
Yeah.
reality of it. This is very concerning.
It is. It's highly concerning. If this is, I mean, honestly, if this is how they're conducting themselves under a simple investigation, how can we trust any of the other work that they've done?
Yeah. That's not possible. They have no integrity at this point. They've lost all trust. They're not going to be left. They can't be left alone with anything. What's the point in them being enough? Like, we can't take their word for it. An
Right.
officer's word is supposed to hold weight and value, right? And we can't hold them to that.
I don't disagree.
So, question, because I'm still, again, I was away for like 2 weeks, and so on. From the Marshals office, what would be your guys' next step? Is this something that we work
We're looking
together
at pressing
to look
criminal
for?
charges.
Ah!
Okay, all right. And
Oh
then
my God. Oh my
would
God.
you, even though you guys are pressing criminal charges, it would still fall under us in command to, fire them,
At
do
this
disciplinary
point,
actions and so
any
on?
internal LSPD business is on you. I am just
Okay.
simply providing this information for your consideration. I can make suggestions. I could tell you what you should do,
think
but you don't have to
suspended
listen at the end of the day,
Mhm.
right? Um,
pending the
that's
criminal
basically that.
charges.
As far as the marshals, we're looking to press criminal charges here. If we can nail this down, this information is also going to be provided to them in a FOIA. Should they request the FOIA reports, they have access to them just like anyone else. And everything that's outlined in here will be available and open to the civil trial that's going to be going through it.
Oh my God, Anita, what
Anita!
happened?
Sniper, get down!
What? Oh my God, what happened? You okay?
I might have been a little.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got some food. You want to just lean on my shoulder?
Yeah.
Gonna be okay? Okay.
My sugar. Yeah. My sugar levels. I'm getting too
I'll
old.
give you
Viv.
some food. I've got some food for you.
Stress of this job is killing you, Anita.
I have no idea, Angel. Came back from a 2-week vacation. This is what I come back to. Ah.
All right, there we go. Here you go.
I just got a message from my wife.
I'm sorry, but oh, I've got to put it on the ground.
Wait. Oh, it's
I
fine.
can't give you a main.
It's okay. Do you have a
Here you
drink?
go. Yes, there's that, and then actually, we'll
I
give
don't
one
think
of
you
these.
understand. I barely buy food. My wife buys my food all the time.
You got that? Okay.
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I did
All right,
it.
there you
Oh
go.
my god. Or I'm
I'm
just
curious, though, what's your
really
guys'
thirsty.
thoughts on all this stuff, though? From all your conversations and what you read so far, what are you thinking?
I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. These are
Yeah,
people
I'm
that were
shocked.
trusted with a detective unit that, even though it's not operational or anything like that, right? These are 2 officers that not only were trusted with a detective unit and FTOing and numerous other certifications, they have
Okay.
done
It's
something
fine.
that
It's fine.
it
Right?
blows my mind, the fact that they could have made this so much easier for them if they just had talked and owned up to what happened weeks before this. It felt like this really feels like, hey, after this whole investigation, after all of these statements, after all of these interrogations, now I'm gonna come clean because
Um,
I'm trying to protect my ass and
can I be honest with you, Anita?
yeah,
Can you pull up in the MDT and search up evidence tampering?
goodness.
Read the definition of that charge and tell me if you think that might apply here.
I don't even need to read it. Angel, of course it falls into this.
Right, but
They
I'm asking you to just read it.
act of destroying, concealing, or removing a piece of evidence with the purpose of hiding the truth or making an item unavailable for an ongoing investigation or judicial proceeding, which they concealed, they removed evidence, they did it all. Like
That's right. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say besides I have him dead to rights. I'm gonna probably go post some criminal proceedings pretty soon. Actually, I'm gonna probably just finalize a couple of witnesses and get it on the docket.
Did Maeve also change the statement and stuff like that and fuck around with the MCT, or was it just
It mainly was
questioning?
Riker, from what I can see. I have
Okay.
suspicions that Maeve is complicit with a lot of this, but I don't have any specific facts that I can point to define her as being a willing conspirator. I will say that it was very concerning that it seemed like that they were prepping each other and sharing information in between their interrogations on the 20th when the marshal spoke with both of them. Maeve and her attorneys essentially carried over information that was discussed between Riker and them to Maeve and them. So there's some cooperation going on between these
Oh
two.
God. Okay. Oh fucking hell.
I mean, I'm sure that there's maybe something I could look to and find, but as far as I'm concerned, it's mainly falling on Riker at the moment.
Right.
yeah. I mean, he's the one that also actively went through the phone, right? He did that. And it's even like, even though Flex told him to do it, this is like one-on-one of like hiring interviews. If a superior tells you to do something illegal, do you do it? Yes or no? Right? It, he should have covered his ass. There's legal ways of doing this. There's legal ways of going through phones.
I agree.
Why is it
I
taking
think,
him till like yesterday to talk to anyone in command though? Like why?
well, I'm just saying that the timing is very convenient. That I had my discussions with Coyote and Cornwood. Cornwood pointed out to me the MDT inconsistencies, and then an hour later, he's coming forward with this to command. I think that Riker clearly saw us talking on the he
My
saw our
wife,
blips or
she's getting me
something,
food.
or he clearly had something that compelled him to go forward, whether that was me calling up Mr. K and
Right.
Hazel and getting their statements, or seeing me talking to Coyote and Cornwood. Something made him felt compelled to come forward and tell the truth.
Okay. So it's okay. These statements have been edited, and it was before you said before the FOIA, right? So we can check the history and stuff.
Yes, I checked the history. I pulled it up. Even it says as such in this command report.
So wait, hang on. I'm guessing then that anything that's happened since is just people hitting save, because there's amendments as recent as 2 days ago.
Yeah, a lot of
Alright.
those I went through and verified. There wasn't anything that materially
Okay.
changed in those.
Alright.
The timelines that I pointed out are essentially the large material changes.
Okay.
So here's my concern. Going through this command
What?
report, he says that He was being FOIA'd for the court case, so he needed to write a statement for it. So he wrote a draft. He said he had 72 hours to write what he could remember from the situation. Problem is, that statement was already in there. All he did was remove sections of his statement that was already in here, which he put in front of an attorney, which he says as much in this command report. He says that he showed the statement to his lawyer to make sure everything in there could be honestly and remembered to be true. So he didn't actually put up a new statement. He just changed his current statement to remove potentially incriminating sections before sending it off for its FOIA.
Oh God.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I see.
Even in his own confession, what he's saying does not line up with what actually happened.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're gonna do with this guy, but I should point out that Riker and Maeve, these shenanigans, is one of the main reasons why CIB was not recognized to be a certified detective agency by the state marshals.
You want me to be you in my opinion about a unit like CIB? If we don't have patrol in a controlled space where people are going to as many calls as possible, and we have enough units patrolling, how can we say that we have a detective unit? That's my perspective on it. That's why I didn't saw the need for a detective unit right away. And this just makes it worse.
It really does. I don't disagree. What also makes me wonder here is I think that the lawyers might share some potential culpability in this too, if they're informing him that he should be removing sections from his statement.
Okay, so when it
I
comes
I might open up a separate investigation to them as well.
Okay.
Fair.
I think at minimum, I'm of the opinion that they need to be suspended. Because this counts as MDT corruption, right? Because it's changing and amending statements before sending it out and fucking around with stuff. If it's evidence tampering, it's MDT, like, fuckery. Thankfully, we have a history, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, at what point is MDT corruption versus a crime? Because from my understanding, MDT corruption is like deleting reports and changing things that you don't have involvement with, whereas this is more so him committing a crime to cover his ass. I don't know. I don't know.
What I'm saying is, though, is if he's doing that and he's okay to do that, then I don't think we could say that he would never... I don't have faith that he wouldn't fuck around with something else, you know? If someone sees that it's okay to do that, or thinks it's okay to do that and just goes ahead and does it, then I do think that they would be liable to kind of do that again in the future, you know? So
I agree. I think the
integrity.
I think it also does kind of raise the question of how much editing is an officer allowed to do to a report when a FOIA is received.
To be the initial 72 hours, right?
I mean, sure, but I feel like officers might seem to be under the impression that they can remove or add to this report at will, take and receive information from this report however they like, so that they can give exactly what they want to the person that's requesting the FOIA. Which is not the case.
Your statement should be, what you saw, heard, and did during an incident, and that's that. And if you've written that in already, there should be no reason to touch it.
Exactly.
Once it's done, right?
Why would he wait 6 days to remove just 2 specific sections that very specifically only talk about him accessing the SIM card before sending out the FOIA?
Yeah, it just looks like a cover-up.
Yeah, I mean, if he wanted to add things to his statement or clarify things, I don't think that'd be an issue. But just straight up deleting 2 specific sections and just completely changing the context of his statement, that's a problem.
Yeah. If only they had just said, yeah, we fucked up, we did that without getting the permission first.
Yeah, I agree. You know, what's interesting about it is Slacks did that. And, you know, I actually believe Slacks when I
Yeah.
read these statements of him stating that he takes responsibility for it, you know? That
Yeah.
he didn't, he messed up and, you know, he'll own up to it. And I am willing to bet you that if Slacks wasn't in ICU right now, Jesus Christ. If Slacks wasn't in ICU right now, this never would have gone this far because he would have stopped them.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Racist? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's a crazy amount of racing.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of want to... There's a couple of clarifications that I wanted to get based on what the conversation...
I want to
that they
do
had
another
about.
interrogation with him.
Okay.
Are these interrogations recorded? And if yes, can we see them
Yes.
after?
Okay.
Yes, you can actually... I will share the specific transcripts of his interview if you'd like me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, state IDs.
1764.
1502.
Hopefully you should be able to see these because they're state marshal reports. So,
Okay.
if you can't, you can tap the evidence section. There's a photo. That's a link to the actual recording itself. So,
Yeah, I can see the evidence. I cannot see the body.
okay. Well, the body is just a straight up transcript. It's just a word for word what was said in the actual interview itself.
Okay.
So, for context, this interview takes place 3 days after the 17th when he was initially approached and he said he wants attorneys present. So this took place on the 20th.
So Maeve and him obviously corroborated stories.
Yep.
Like what else is her involvement other than corroborating a story to make it seem like, I guess, Riker's telling the truth?
That seems to be the extent of her involvement so far.
Just covering up for him.
Is
Okay.
covering him. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Me.
So I guess my question for you guys is, you know, would you prefer that you guys do your disciplinary actions first before you post anything on the docket, or,
I'm gonna be very.
I'm not gonna let this slide. So
Yeah. My view on it is a suspension pending the trial, unless something else comes to the light of it. That would be my personal suggestion. Of course, we can talk about it, Viv, and so on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they should be working when there's criminal charges being pressed against them. At all, no matter what. Especially coming from the marshal's office. Is the criminal charges to Riker and Maeve or just Riker?
it's just Riker so far.
Just
I
Riker.
might push
Then, yeah.
accessory charges for Maeve, but I need
Mhm.
something more substantial to do so.
Fair.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that was
I would
The
say that
issue
was
is
like
I
a
can't
minimum.
use this interview against him in a court of law. So that's fine. I don't need it. I can use this other stuff. But